Why focus on comfort systems? PTR regularly tracks 6,000 North American traded companies, constantly looking for new stock market winners. To find stocks meriting further analysis, PTR utilizes a large number of selection criteria. Initial criteria include adequate company size and liquidity, recent better than market stock price performance, and 3 are high value trend rating. Important additional considerations include favorable improvement in earnings estimates, recent company sales and earnings acceleration, adequate liquidity, attractive shorter-term market success, and finally favorable performance of other members of the company's industry group. Comfort Systems satisfies these criteria very well. Our appraisal of its potential stock price performance relative to the peer group and the overall stock market is based on 3 key drivers of value: growth, profitability, and risk. Key Comfort Systems USA characteristics include high expected growth, high financial strength, high stability, and high profitability. A big positive influence on the company's valuation is its superior risk profile. Welcome to PriceTarget Research. I'm John Lafferty. Comfort Systems provides mechanical and electrical installation, renovation, maintenance, repair, and replacement services for the mechanical and electrical services industry in the United States. It engages in the design, engineering, integration, installation, and startup of mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems, and renovation, expansion, maintenance, monitoring, repair, and replacement of existing buildings. The company serves building owners and developers, general contractors, architects, consulting engineers, and property managers in the commercial, industrial, and institutional markets. Comfort Systems is traded on the New York Stock Exchange with the ticker FIX. On August 18th, the company closed trading at $176.72 with a market cap of $6.3 billion. To achieve average annual stock market performance of 9% over the next 6 years, Comfort Systems shares will need to reach $296. The company's stock price will need to reach $349 by 2028 to achieve upper quartile performance. As reflected at the current price of $177, what future Comfort Systems operating performance is the market anticipating? The quartile chart is an essential tool in producing PTR's valuation scorecard. For each metric included, performance of a company in its peer group is ranked high to low and quartiles identified. The high end of the bar is top quartile, the bottom end is lower quartile, and the line in the middle is median performance. The company's value is determined and converted to a percentile. It's also plotted with a red dot. The company's investment profile is reflected in quartile charts. 4 categories, valuation, growth, profitability, and risk, encompass 12 investment variables. Comfort Systems' investment profile is very sharply drawn. A large number of characteristics stand out: low dividend yield, high financial strength, low financial leverage, low equity market value, high expected growth, and high historical growth, as well as low earnings variability, are all extremes. Relative to the S&P 500, Comfort Systems has moderate growth characteristics. Its appeal is likely to be to capital gain-oriented investors. Comfort Systems is of the highest investment quality. Comfort Systems' peer group consists of 14 companies that have very similar investment and operating characteristics. Its valuation is very high, and it has had leading shareholder returns. The current valuation levels are very high relative to the peer group. Recent market returns have significantly outperformed the peer group as well. Relative to the S&P 500, Comfort Systems' overall valuation is normal. Current annual total return performance of 65.5% is upper quartile relative to the S&P 500. Current 5-year annualized total return performance of 26.5% is upper quartile relative to the S&P 500 as well. Comfort Systems' past growth is modestly above average. Its historical growth has been high relative to the peer group, and its forecasted growth is relatively very high relative to the peer group as well. Asset growth and equity growth have been superior. These factors have buoyed market perceptions of the company. Comfort Systems' consensus growth rate forecast, which is the average of Wall Street forecasts, is 15%, below the average of the historical growth measures. In contrast, PTR's growth rate forecast of 26% is substantially above the consensus and substantially above the average of the historical growth measures. Comfort Systems' return on equity is group leading. That factor has strengthened market perceptions of the company, but the company has normal cash needs, so that there is some chance of having some of that cash be excess. Our return on equity forecast is 22%, which is above our recent forecast. There was a dramatic erratic increase between 2014 and 2022. The current forecast is significantly above the 2014 low of 6%. The company's risk profile has been its biggest valuation strength. Comfort Systems' risk profile is very favorable. Overall variability has been relatively low, with relatively low revenue and earnings variability and relatively low stock price volatility. The company's financial strength is relatively very high, and earnings expectations are also relatively very high. The company's debt-to-capital ratio has declined very significantly in recent periods. Relative to the Comfort Systems peer group, the company's wealth creation profile is very favorable. The profile is based on measures of warranted value, appreciation potential, and total shareholder returns. The change in warranted market value for the company in recent periods is relatively very high. Its appreciation score, however, at the moment is relatively low. That's the difference between the current price and a near-term price target. Its one-year return, total return to investors has been relatively very high. And finally, the 5-year annualized total return, as mentioned above, is relatively very high. Total shareholder returns for Comfort Systems are expected to significantly beat the overall equity market. Based on current investor expectations, Comfort Systems shares should reach a level of $414 by 2028, a 16% per year total shareholder return. The 2028 stock price of $296 would reflect median performance, and a price of $349 would be required to reach upper quartile performance. Comfort Systems will exceed that with some comfort. PTR's value trend rating is the overall measure of a stock's attractiveness relative to the universe of all companies traded on North American exchanges. The value trend rating combines the appreciation score, which measures a stock's appreciation potential relative to the universe, with 0 being the lowest and 100 the highest, and the power rating that measures the current timeliness of the stock, 0 being the lowest, 100 the highest. High value trend rating stocks are expected to lead the general market, while low value trend ratings are expected to lag. Comfort Systems has a current high value trend rating of B. It has a slightly low negative appreciation score of 38, but a very high power rating of 98, yielding the overall very positive value trend rating as a result. The value trend rating identifies groups of companies at stages when individual company performance is reflecting significant change. As a consequence, a given value trend rating can persist for a relatively long period of time. It goes without saying, however, that ratings for stocks of interest should be reviewed regularly. Comfort Systems' rating history has been somewhat erratic. Over the last 41 months, the most common rating category for the stock has been C, but its current higher value trend rating of B in recent months is a very significant factor. Well, that's it for Comfort Systems' valuation scorecard. You can find additional company research and current value trend ratings on our website at PriceTargetResearch.com and more videos on youtube.com/PriceTargetResearch.